Hi, my name is Tiberio and today we will learn about Git. Git is used to have a history of our code and files so you can see and track all the code changes in time. For example, if you make a mistake, you can revert it and go to the original code. Alright, so let's get started. Let's download Git, download Git, and I will go to first website, Git downloads. Then you can download for Mac, Windows or Linux. I will select Windows for now. And here it goes. I download the Git client. I already have it installed, but I will install it again anyway. Let's see, open it. And then we have the setup. Next. Next, we will leave everything to default. Next, 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 next. So everything is default. And install. And now the Git client is installing in our system. Yeah, so let's wait to finish it. After the install is done, then we will open the Git client to check that all the install was alright. Alright, so it's almost finished. It will be a similar setup probably for the Mac, so actually we will just select launch to launch the client. Yeah, and the client was launched, so if we write Git here, then we will see the commands that are available for Git. So the install was a success. Next, let's go to GitHub, github.com, and then create an account or sign in if you already have one. So I will just sign in with my account. And then we'll go to this new button here. And we will create a new repository, which will name Git1, let's say. Description, learn about Git, and leave it public, and then we will initialize the repository with a readme file, and then create repository. So now that we have created the first repository on the GitHub, we need to clone the repository on our local machine. So let's go here to code, and on clone we'll select use HTTPS, and then copy this URL, or you can press this icon. Just copy it and then go to git bash. Yeah, so this is a bash terminal installed by Git, and it has all the bash commands. So if we press pwd, it will say our path. So we are now in C users tib, which is my user. So I will go to desktop, and then here I will clone the repository. So I will say git clone and then paste the repository. So the clone was a success. So let's check. So on my desktop, the Git1 folder was created. And if I open it, we can see it has a readme file and a .git folder. So here it will be our repository location. Next, I'll go and install SourceTree. Download SourceTree. Let's open the first link. And we can download it for Windows or Mac OS. Let's go for Windows. Alright, agree, download. And then let's open the client. We need to install it. Registration, let's skip this step. Let's uncheck Mercurial. We use only Git. Next. And then add your name, add your email address, and then next. Then it will ask if you want to load an SSH key. We'll go with no. And then the interface will open. So we have the source installed. And what we want to do is to add our repository that we just cloned. So it's already cloned. So we'll go with add and then the path. So we need to go to, let's see here, desktop. So we'll select git1 and then add the repository. So we have the repository cloned, we have the SourceTree installed, we have the GitHub account created, and the GitHub repository cloned in SourceTree. The Git is so popular and used everywhere in software development because it has a lot of powerful features. So let's get started to see all of them. Alright, so let's create some files. For this thing I will use Visual Code, but you can use any text editor. So let's open the project. So I'm in PC, desktop, and this is our project, Git1. I'll just open it. Alright, so we have, let's make it a bit bigger. So we have the README file. This was initialized from GitHub repository, learn about Git. Let's create a file, new file, and I will name it first.txt to be a text file, and then create another one, second.txt. Alright, so we have first txt and second text file. So let's see how it looks like in SourceTree. I will press F5 to refresh, but I think it's Command R on macOS. So we have the files here in SourceTree. So Git already knows about the files we just created. To track them, we'll use stage. So now the files are staged. So Git it's tracking them. And to add them to history, we'll use the commit feature. So we press commit here and need to add a message. So we'll say add second, no, add first and second text files. And then I'll press the commit. And now if I press on the master branch, I can see I have the initial commit. This was created from GitHub with initial commit and added the README file. And then I have another message in history which says add first and second text files. And if I press on it, we can see here that two new files were added. Alright, so we added two files and we have the commit with them. So let's check the GitHub. So if I go here to GitHub and I go to master branch, and if I press here to see the commits on the branch, I can see I have only the initial commit. So that's because we didn't push the changes to GitHub, to the remote. So we can see here we have this bubble with one, and this means that we have one commit added locally on the machine, on the local machine, but we didn't push it to GitHub. So we'll just press push, and then to the master it's already checked in, and then push. And now the bubble disappeared, so the changes are pushed to GitHub. So let's check. I will reload here, and as you can see, we have the new commit here. So let's press on it, and we have the new files added, the first text file and the second test file. Good. In the next lesson, we will change more files and we'll add more commits. See you there.